Welcome back, guys. Today we get to do the area of triangles. So yesterday we did the area of parallelograms, which included rectangles, squares, and parallelograms. And today we're just going to do triangles, which we have talked a lot about in Bellwork, so this should be a review for you. A triangle is just a three-sided polygon. So let's just jump right in. And let's talk about things that we already know from yesterday. So if I have my rectangle here, and if I cut that, remember that is length times width, right? These two are both right angles. If I cut this in half, what do you notice that I have? I have a triangle here, and I have a triangle here. So a rectangle is just two triangles put together. So if you think about the formula for a triangle, well, first, the formula for the rectangle is just length times width, right? So if we're talking about the area of a triangle, it would just be the length times the width cut in half, right? So divided by 2. But, like we were talking about yesterday, sometimes we don't know the length and the width. Instead, it's called the base and the height. And the height is always this line right here that connects to the right angle, which is why the area of the triangle is actually called the base times the height divided by 2. So rewrite that one that way. Base times height divided by 2. Another way to write that is you could do the area equals half of the base times the height. Because of the commutative property of multiplication, it doesn't matter which order you multiply 1/2 by. You could do it at the end, you could do it just one of the, either the base or the height, then half, and multiply it. Okay? So let's practice. It is that simple. That's what we love about geometry. You have this formula and you can just plug everything into the equation and it will give you the right answer. Okay, so this first triangle right here, this triangle is a right triangle, which means that it has the right angle right on the inside. Okay, so first step is to write the formula. So this formula, let's do, we'll do it both ways. The area equals base times height divided by 2. So my base is 11, my height is 4, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. So 11 times 4 is 44, and 44 divided by 2 equals 22 feet squared. Okay, if I did that the other way, the area would equal 1/2 of the base times the height. That would still, well, actually we're not going to do it that way yet. We're going to do it this way again. Base times height divided by 2, but I'm going to show you that right here, when you have this 4 divided by 2, you could actually cross simplify that, right? 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. And so now you're just left with 11 times 2, which equals 22 feet squared. So as you're doing geometry, I want you to use everything you've learned so far, this cross simplifying, everything, okay? All right, on this second example, we'll use the other way of the formula. Okay, notice that this is the actual triangle right here. This is called an obtuse triangle because this angle right here is bigger than 90 degrees. However, if you took the height right here, it would be 9. So they draw that for you out there, okay? So first step is write the formula. Area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. Okay, fill it in. Half of the base, this is the base right here, and half of 12 is 6, and then times the height is 9, which equals 6 times 9 is 54 meters squared. Okay, so sometimes it might be easier for you to do half of the base and then multiply by the height, and sometimes you might prefer to do multiply them first and then cut it in half. Either way is fine. Okay, let's do one more. Notice that this one had to draw our right angle for us as well. So write the formula. Area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. 1/2 of the base, half of 22 is 11. And then times the height, which is 10, which equals 110 meters squared. Okay, let's do the togethers and then you are on your own. Okay, number 1, we have, first write the formula. Area equals, let's do base times height divided by 2 this time. So we've got 7 times 10 divided by 2. 7 times 10 is 70. 70 divided by 2, that equals 35 meters squared. Okay, number 2, write the formula. We're going to do half of the base times the height this time. So half of my base, this top one is actually my base because remember the height is always the one connected to the right angle. So half of my base, half of 24 is 12 times the height is 12. So my area is 144 inches squared. Now remember, if you would like to use a calculator, you may, but it looks like all of these are multiplication facts that you should know, so I don't think it's necessary, but you're welcome to. And we'll practice more of these in class.